Hello, and welcome back to Syberia, the world before. Uh, in the previous episode, we found out that Dana was pregnant from Leon, and her parents chose for Dana to take a break in a sanatorium on the Baden Island. We met Frau Junta, we as a
How the
gate,
heck do I get myself into these situations?
and Frau Junta insisted that we visit some section of the sanatorium, section 08, that we absolutely must see something for ourselves, and there is absolutely no way
There's something sinister about all this.
Have no fear, Kate Walker.
she will
The
just
sun
tell
is
us what is it.
setting, and you're all alone in an isolated and derelict place.
Yeah, I
Statistically
think
speaking,
maybe it's a
it
trap
is
by Nick
highly
Kenton.
improbable that you'll meet anybody, good or bad.
Thank you, Oscar, but please do me a favor. Stop trying to reassure me, would you?
As you wish, Kate Walker.
This place gives me the creeps. Looks like...
A cemetery?
Oh, jeez.
It's just a cemetery. Why are you so terrified? But there should have been a sanatorium previously, right? I mean, 70 years is no joke, so... So two options.
What is it,
Technically
Kate
three.
Walker?
This place, it's a cemetery, Oscar. I think Dana's... Oh my god, she must have...
Don't jump to hasty conclusions yet, Kate Walker. You should try and find that spot that Colonel Blake mentioned.
Section 08. Yes, Okay, let's go. Oh my god.
Option 1. Dana has died. Option 2. The child has died. Option 3. Both has died.
Section 08 is over there. I don't have time to get lost in that maze.
Yeah, but where am I? Over here? Well, where I shall see two stairs. That's H. And from there I should go over there to O. But what are you saying, like, find the nameplate of donors?
A cemetery? Oh my god.
Nameplate of donors. Who are the donors? No, I wanted to just go. Gate. Okay, we cannot go there. Alright, you.
Impossible to get through. I'll have to find a way to go around it.
And I can see that it says B over here. So maybe we can consult the map. B is over there. Okay, so I cannot go somehow.
Is there anything that requires my assistance?
I'm gonna need you to be my eyes, Oscar.
Will do. Just call me whenever you need directions.
Oh. Oh. But why can I not go over here? Can somebody explain to me? Like, there is no way in life Kate would go there.
Section B. Illegible. Something's missing here.
I can't even see properly what is it, so...
I need directions, Oscar!
All right, then.
I completely lost whatever I wanted to find out on the map. Wait a second.
Oscar, I'm kind of lost here.
Just leave me a second.
So I can go either to J directly or kind of go around F. Okay.
Section F. Ah, it's not here. I need directions. Impossible to read. Impossible to read. It can't be here. Better keep looking. Impossible to get through here. Better find another way. Impossible to read. The inscription has faded away. The undertakers must have forgotten it. It seems so old. This place must be centuries old.
It probably is.
Section M. Illegible. Oscar?
All right.
So I'm over here. Why can I not use a pickaxe? Okay, I should be able to... Section O is over there. So we will ignore that part. The map marks pickaxe for some reason. One that I cannot...
The undertakers must have forgotten it.
One that I cannot do anything about. So there is that.
Section P. Section O! Right over there!
You don't need to scream. You're at the cemetery, Kate. And by the way, like, come on, you have Oscar, right? Clearly he can calm you down and tell you that, yes, you are right by the section O. But you have secondary objective, Kate.
Impossible to get through here. Better find another way. Ah, it's not here. I need directions. The inscription has faded away.
Okay, this cemetery is in disarray. If you cannot read anything, then...
I need your eyes, Oscar.
I do the thinking, she does the walking. Fine by me.
I should be somewhere over here, so... Let's see, if I go this way, I should get back to Oscar.
Section D. Impossible to read.
Yeah, and that's the map.
The undertakers must store their tools in it. It needs a key. But it doesn't look that strong, though.
What are you implying here? Breaking and entering.
Section G.
Again, Kate.
Can you tell me where I am?
How many times is
Let's
enough?
see.
We should be facing K and L.
Section K. I
Section
need help here.
K. Yeah, okay. Maybe this mysterious nameplate of donors will be at the necessary section.
Anna Rose, 1938.
Ships.
Gone to a better place.
The child then.
Oh no.
But how can you be sure that the child is buried over there? Like, it might be actually the grave of Dana, and they did some shebang with the names, and now the child lives, but under another name, right? But then what happened to Dana?
What happened?
Dana's health had deteriorated at the sanatorium. Her coughing fits, the pregnancy, and all the stress about Leon being on the run out there in Baltayar. It was just too much for her to bear. The doctors had to put her to sleep before her delivery. There were complications, and when she woke up, her parents told her the terrible news. They had already buried the baby girl.
And afterwards?
Dana became sterile because of the complications during childbirth.
Damn it, you're
So
killing
she
all my
remained
theories.
at the sanatorium a few months more. She was devastated, poor darling.
That's how she survived the pogroms.
Yes, but that didn't mean she was safe.
How come the Brown Shadow didn't go after Dana? They controlled Ostertal back then, right?
Oh, they would have eventually, believe me.
So what happened afterwards?
Dana lost everything. Her parents, her baby, Leon. I think she would have just given up if I hadn't been there that day. But I had to go to London. Back then, I used to get invited every year or so to all kinds of artistic events. I could then make out my report to the British Secret Service without arousing the Brown Shadow's suspicion. So I took Dana with me to save her from them.
The trail grows increasingly cold.
Dana stayed in London for about 6 years. I found her a flat and a position with my real employer, the Foreign Office. She had no family, no friends, and in a way she had no life. She spent every minute she had in the office fighting in her own way against those who took everything from her. She went from one promotion to another, and soon she was among those in charge of coordinating all the resistance fighter groups pertaining to the different occupied countries of Europe.
The shapes are weird.
All right, Dana. Focus. The Admiralty needs us to spot the enemy units on the map according to the reports they provided.
Our scouts have confirmed that 2 tank divisions are still positioned in Belgium. Please note that another tank division left for Le Havre. So 2 in Belgium, 1 for Le Havre. Okay. Special Operations Executive report of Agent BJB on mission censored in censored. Investigation on enemy units movement and SAM, surface to air batteries position. French western coast situation. 2 SAM batteries have been spotted towards Dover. A tank division is leaving I will not read French names, I'm sorry, because I will murder it, and then somebody from France will murder me, so no thank you. To reach the SAM battery near Brest. The SAM battery near Cayenne is, maybe I murdered this one as well. So, 2 batteries, Dover. One is in Brest, one is in Cayenne. They can't be in Dover itself. Maybe like this. Navy report. A submarine is still positioned in the North Sea. 2 of the 3 submarines positioned in the Celtic Sea have left for Syberia. It wasn't me who said it, if anything, I don't know, maybe some Google lady said it. Submarine left to meet with the one positioned near Brest and the North Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so 1 is in the North Sea. There were 3 in the Celtic Sea. 1 stayed there, and 2 have headed to this city. And 1 somewhere from the city. Okay, so 1 is in Brest, okay. And 1 moved from, okay. I forgot everything. So, okay, let's one by one. North Sea. So we have 1 submarine there. Amazing. 1 stayed in Celtic Sea. Perfect. So 2 of them headed towards this place, but then there was also another one. Ah, that must be about right. Submarine in the North Sea, yes. So there are 3 in the Celtic Sea. And 2 left for the city. So 1 stayed here. Okay, let's add another one here. And then 1 moved. Ah,
That's it,
perfect.
I guess. Junta!
Dana, darling, you can use my real name here, you know.
Sorry, but I just can't get used to it. For me, you'll always be Ginger Junta.
Charming. I'm sure I have Lenny to thank for that, hmm? You were always too soft on that little brat.
Maybe. I guess. Anyway, what are you doing here? So glad to see you.
Only doing my duty, Dana, darling. A gallery invited me for a conference, so I jumped at the occasion to report back to our superiors. But it might be the last time for a while, I'm afraid. It's getting very hard to leave the occupied territories, even for a famous so-called pro-brown shadow artist like me. Anyway, how have you been since my last visit?
Buried in work.
Busy, I guess. That landing everyone is talking about could change everything.
You know quite well that wasn't what I was asking about.
I have no clue what you were asking about.
Well, with Leon being missing and probably lying dead somewhere in Baltayar for the past 7 years, and what happened to my parents, you know how I feel. But it's all beginning to feel like a dream, Junta. A distant dream. Especially her. And I don't want it to, you know, I don't want her, my sweet Anna, to just fade away. I'm sorry, Junta, but could we please change the subject?
Of course, darling.
What is it?
More work for you, actually.
Oh?
Yes. The Allies need someone for an operation with the Resistance in occupied territory, and they think it should be you. But truth be told, Dana, I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Huh?
Why not? I did volunteer for field operations. They've trained me a lot for that.
I know, Dana, but this operation will happen in Ostertal, right next to Vaghen, actually.
I see.
Look, you don't need to answer me this minute. And no one would blame you if you declined the mission. We all know you don't only have happy memories of Vaghen. You still have time to think it over. But before you give your final answer, they need you to identify the resistance group that will execute the operation. It's all explained here. And of course it's all top secret stuff. So you must cross-reference the documents right here in this room. You'll have to use that thing over there.
But I don't know how to use it.
I'm sure that's easy for you. You have such a clever mind, my little virtuoso. I'll see you later.
Well, let's get cracking then.
Okay. Top secret. Mission order. Revision. To Agent Dana Rose. We need volunteers for a delicate operation with the resistance in one of the occupied countries. A country you know well. Ostertal. If you accept, you will be dropped near Vaghen so that you can coordinate an exfiltration operation of a civilian and get him into Switzerland. To do so, you will be escorted by one of the main resistance networks in the region. It has obtained excellent results in the past few years. Whether you accept or not the mission, we need you to identify that network among other small underground groups active in Ostatal. For reasons of confidentiality, you are not to leave your office until you have done so. We have granted you temporary access to your workstation's pneumatic telegraph, a contribution to the war effort that was given to us by a French engineer. I wonder which French engineer. The machine will allow you to claim any relevant documents you might need. We wish you good luck. Ugh. Mm. Well, I know. It's been 3 years since I haven't written anything, ever since I left for the sanatorium near Vaghen. It's because my diary must be in the chest in my bedroom, where I left it before leaving for my convalescence, so I found this English substitute in which I write these few lines. I've been living here in London for the past couple of years. This is where Junta brought me after the death of my parents and of my... No, I don't want to talk about her. So it's been 2 years since Junta saved me from the pogroms that followed the annexation of Vaghen. Junta the filmmaker, or rather Janet, as she's really called, turned out to be a double agent working for the Allies. I should have guessed, but the fact is, her leading a double life is what saved my life. Life. If that's what you can call my existence in London for the past 2 years, I spent my days pent up in Junta's flat, only popping out from time to time to the pub down the road to play a few notes on the piano. But it won't bring back my parents, nor Leon. Our daughter neither. During her short visit to London, Junta keeps urging me to pull myself together, saying that I am depressed and that I ought to see a specialist. But what's the point? I must admit I swore never to write again. But tonight I have nothing else to do. I'm stuck down here in the underground station with hundreds of others. The Brown Shadow has been bombing London almost every night. Feels like I'm being hunted down. It's almost as if the Brown Shadow was trying to flush me out to hurt me wherever I may be, as if to punish me for having the presumptuousness of escaping from them in Vaghen. Well, I survived yet another night bombing raid. But not everyone got away with it. In another underground station, a pipeline was hit by the bomb. The station got flooded. About 60 people died, drowned. There were children among the dead. I just can't bear this feeling of being powerless. I can't stand having to wait for the next tragedy to avoid. I've got to do something. Fight against the brown shadow and try, within my modest means, to turn the tide of this 20th century that is becoming so tragic and which seems to be taking great delight in being so cruel to me. So much has changed since last I wrote. The last time Junta came to visit, just can't get used to calling her Janet, I asked if she could find me a job so I could participate in the war effort against the Brown Shadow. Junta must have taken my request as a sign that my mental state is better now, because she immediately set to work to answer my request. Using her connections, she managed to get me a job as military assistant at the Foreign Office in the department in charge of supervising the resistance groups against the Brown Shadow in all the occupied territories of Europe. I might be just a simple assistant for the moment, but I have every intention of rising through the ranks as far and as quickly as possible. At least this way, being focused on the struggle against the Brown Shadow will take my mind off everything else. Christmas will soon be upon us. It's been 4 years now since Leon was to join me after his departure for Baltayar with the Origin expedition. Wherever you may be after all this time, rest in peace, my darling Leon. I had the nasty surprise of waking up in the infirmary this morning. I was working really late again last night, and apparently I just passed out. My superiors have threatened me with forced leave if I don't slow down. I know they're right, but I just can't help it. Every minute counts to anyone who wants to triumph over the brown shadow. Had a fleeting visit from Junta yesterday. Officially, she came for an exhibition, unofficially, to make out her report to the Foreign Office. Junta heard about my malaise and my over-investment in my work. I was half expecting her to reprimand me, but not in the least. It even came to light that Junta had pleaded in favor of me participating in field-based operations, secret military operations. My training begins next week. I'm so excited. It's been over a month since I began training. I feel exhausted, but everything has been going swimmingly. I must admit, at first, I was apprehensive about using weapons, but it turns out that I'm quite a dab hand. Needless to say, I'll never be a killing machine, but I do know how to defend myself, and my helpers and my reflexes are good. So too is my capacity to take the right decisions in emergency situations. And according to my instructor, that's what really counts. My trainer was at first doubtful at the idea of training a woman for combat, but given the spectacular results obtained by other female underground fighters in occupied territory, he has become more committed to training them. I've always wondered why these results weren't made public. Anyway, weapons are just a small part of my training. I'm also trained in military equipment, means of communications, tailing methods, and parachuting. All that's left to do now is finish this training and receive my first mission. Can't wait. Most of my field training is done. I am now only asked to attend the odd training session to keep up to par. So, I've returned to my office work while waiting for them to assign me to a mission, and I'm still waiting. I've raised the subject with my superior, who invariably keeps saying that they are waiting for the right opportunity. So there is nothing else to do but to wait. I'll just have to sit tight and continue to contribute to the war effort against the Brown Shadow by coordinating the various resistance groups in occupied territory. Sheesh.
I guess I must apply the right setting for the pressure to remove that safety device. It's stuck. I'll have to remove the safety device.
Safety device, you say?
From what I can understand of that thing, the pressure must be high in the left tube, but low in the right one. Compressed air. I think I need to get the mixture right, paying close attention to the rarefied air. That must be for mixing the correct proportions of rarefied air in the system with the compressed air.
Cool. Cool. Beautiful. Before we do that, how about we go through your office?
The most widely used Allied single-seat fighter plane. I probably owe it my life, like all of us here. We're snowed under. The paperwork is piling up, and problems with it. I guess winning a war takes time, and it's something we cruelly lack. Could one imagine anything as insane as the whole wide world at war? and for the second time in barely a generation.
And do we have groups, resistance groups, resistance, maybe networks? Yeah, we can choose networks, I believe. I wish it could have been a little bit faster though. In Ostetal.
Right. Let's see.
Only one? I want more. Region. Codename, leaders, alias. Torben Kufstein. The heck?
Edelweiss? A coincidence. It must be a coincidence.
Yeah, with Highland Painter as well.
The network leader's alias.
Oh, come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly what you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on then.
All right. Your nickname will be Highland Painter from now on. Leon! He's alive.
Just don't pass
He's
out.
alive! He's alive! I need to... Oh, good grief. But how did he... Junta! Junta!
Interesting. The plot thickens.
So Leon made it from Baltayar. But how?
I have no idea, miss. All I know is that he survived for almost a year in the mountains before coming back to Ostertal to set up the Edelweiss resistance group.
Which made Dana accept the mission you told her about back then, right?
Of course, she was given extra training and was dropped near Vaghen the following summer to carry it out. We'd better get going. It looks like the storm is coming.
And you're not the fastest. So,
You go first. I'll meet you at the tram station in a minute.
Of course, take all the time you need.
So my theory of a family connection is almost destroyed. Find the nameplate of donors. What does it mean, donor? I know, like, it's a food, but you write it differently.
A dead end. I'll have to go back. I can't figure out where to go.
Reporting for duty, once again.
We have some mechanism over there that's... We still need to figure out what to do with this thing, right? So... Dana, Leon, Anna... Okay, let's not go into very deep conspiracies. And let's assume that Anna, the daughter, is actually dead. Okay. But that still leaves Dana to be alive, right?
The undertakers must store their tools in it. It needs a key. But it doesn't look that strong, though.
But I cannot use anything on it either, so... Can I use the pickaxe now that I know that this lock isn't that strong? Can you go and pick an axe? That would be very nice of you, Kate. Because you marked it on my map, but you cannot pick it up. I don't understand it.
The undertakers must have forgotten it.
So why can you not pick it up? I don't...
Seems so old. This place must be centuries old.
I don't understand this thing. What's the point of pickaxe if you cannot pick it up? And what's the point of a tool shed with a weak lock that you cannot destroy? Clearly I'm missing some necessary piece of this sort of a puzzle. Let's go see Oscar. Maybe we can pick him up. And I would like to also find a walkthrough and find out what items or something else I'm missing. So Syberia, the road before. Walkthrough, please. Let's see.
So, the bag, again.
I know, Oscar. I know.
Obviously, you do not, Kate Walker.
Okay. Uh, My map is not entirely complete, but it does not miss a lot of stuff. And now you refuse to go this way? Oh, lady.
A dead end. I'll have to go back.
This should mark another place on the map, if I'm not mistaken. This one, yes. But it still does not give me anything. Oh, that's where you want me to go. Christ almighty. This tiny thing.
I recognize some of the names here. Pretty interesting. But I should get back to what I was doing.
Yeah, like Adam Zimmer. And Lenny Renner. And that's all what I ever wanted from you. That was really all. Well, climb over it.
What the heck?
What is it, Kate Walker?
The gates, they just closed. Oh, there must be a mechanism to open them somewhere.
There always is, Kate Walker.
But then we will also probably need either a pickaxe or a tool shed, right?
Something's missing here.
Okay. I am the creator of my own back and forthing, am I not? Because I could have watched the gates closing. What do you mean use? Just pick it.
Can
What,
you
you
bring
can't?
that pickaxe closer, Oscar?
Of course, Kate Walker.
Can you not climb over the graves yourself? It's not like anyone would judge you here. I'm surprised I actually clicked on Oscar because I don't know. I'm just getting desperate sometimes when you have no idea what to do. Like, what's your problem with picking up the pickaxe, right? So, okay, I guess let's give Oscar a try. And yes, it's another B&E on Kate's record. You should be very good with the pickaxe nowadays, by the way.
Looks like it's compatible with a bigger mechanism.
Perfect.
You seem disappointed, Kate Walker.
About what?
Well, correct me if I am wrong, but the fact that Dana Rose lost her baby and became sterile disproves your hypothesis that there can be a family link between you, doesn't it?
You're not wrong,
Yeah,
Oscar, but I'm just stupidly over-optimistic. I wish I were like you, and not controlled by stupid emotions.
Nice of you
emotion's
to
not
say.
stupid.
I guess.
Sorry, Oscar. That didn't come out so well.
Emotions are just what they are. Neither stupid nor smart. I mean, it is unlikely, however, still possible that Dana still got a child, or that they adopted a child. So stuff's possible. Damn, the trams that are boats. This is one of the most amazing developments in this game that I've seen. Hans, goddammit, you did it again. But how does this clockwork mechanism navigate in the water? Maybe if it's a lake we can exclude the tidal forces, right? But it's still because of the wind it can shift to the left or to the right, so it's not as reliable as navigating on the track. Unless there is some sort of a guidance rail. boy. I'm curious how this thing operates.
What about that mission Dana led with Leon's resistance network?
It didn't turn out well, Miss Walker. Actually, that's the reason I left London to be here.
Oh?
Yes, just a second, Miss Walker. Where did I put it? What with this blasted storm, it's all over the papers. Here, have a look for yourself.
The
Storm.
bodies.
Excavation work at Devil's Pass has been interrupted. An unexpected storm has obliged the Council to remove the bodies trapped in the ice since the Second World War and to move them to the Silberspiegel refuge.
They were moving a person to
Those frozen
Switzerland.
bodies near the refuge. I heard about them just yesterday. Do you mean...
There has been no formal identification yet, Miss Walker.
But it's plausible that...
That Leon, at least, is among those bodies, yes.
Do you think Dana could be among the bodies?
I suppose it would be logical. It would explain why I never saw or heard of her again after the mission. Yet, according to some witnesses, Dana survived the war and indeed helped resistance fighters from Vaghen until the liberation. But if those testimonies were true, then Dana vanished after the war.
What about the other bodies?
According to the medical examiner's office, in all, 3 bodies have been extracted from the ice. The one presumed to be Leon, and 2 others, a man and a woman not yet identified.
What happened to Leon?
According to the testimonies I've obtained, Leon was killed on that mission. The Foreign Office tasked Dana to lead, an avalanche apparently. I am one of the few people still alive to be able to identify him, which is why I'm here. If it weren't for this bloody storm, it would have been done today.
I see.
Try to stay positive, Miss Walker. Only a visual identification will allow us to be certain. We can go as soon as this storm's over, probably tomorrow or the day after.
Right.
Miss Walker, we've arrived. But you're not coming, are you? Well, Miss Walker, you might not be related to Dana, but you bloody well certainly remind me of her.
The music box, it's still like the artifact of Vaghen that is somehow in Walker's family. Are you going in the middle of the storm to the mountains? To say the least, it's dangerous.
Instead of waiting for the storm to pass and for the official identification of the bodies, I might add, that were trapped in the ice for 6 decades, you, and by extension me, are going to climb up the mountain so you can identify them yourself.
I know, Oscar, I know. But I've just got to be sure. Because if one of those bodies turns out to be Dana...
Then what?
We'll have no more trains to chase?
It's frightening, right? Oh boy, why am I accomplice to this madness? Why? Tell me why? Dear Mrs. Foster, last night I went to the little island of Baden where Kate Walker went after she visited the Bridge of Mists. I lost time in the cemetery where the mechanical entrance gate seemed to follow strict opening times, then I got lost in the maze-like alleys. But I did make an interesting discovery. A grave in the cemetery, right? It was in the name of a certain Anna Rose. Going by the dates engraved on the sinister-looking headstone, I deduced it was that of a stillborn child, most probably the daughter of that Dana Rose whom Miss Walker is trying to track down. It wasn't the only revelation of that exhausting night, though. I returned to the Dombre guest house where Kate Walker stayed while in Vaghen. Frau Wagner, the owner of the establishment, might have been as closed as a clam in solidarity for Kate Walker, but that wasn't the case for her only guest. This was a very old British lady who introduced herself as Colonel Janet Blake. She was quite talkative and confirmed it was she who escorted Miss Walker to the cemetery. It turns out the old lady knew Dana Rose in her youth when she was acting as a double agent during the war. By day she was an artist and brown shadow propagandist known by the name of Junta Steinhoff, and by night she was a member of the British Secret Service. This double identity enabled her to save Miss Rose from the pogroms of 1938 that shook Vaghen and led to the death of the girl's parents. It was this Colonel Blake who took the young woman to England and even found her a position in London with her real employer, the Foreign Office. Miss Rose worked there from 1938 to 1944. It was during this period that she found out that her mountaineer lover and father to her dead daughter had survived an expedition which in 1937 had taken him to the faraway oriental country of Baltayar. What is more surprising is that he returned to create one of the most efficient resistance groups against the Brown Shadow. Dana volunteered to be airdropped into this group on a mission to evacuate a VIP to neighboring Switzerland. However, Colonel Blake confirmed that the operation went terribly wrong. An avalanche apparently wiped out a number of the members of the resistance group. It turns out that these must be the bodies found at Devil's Pass, not far from the refuge of Zilberspiegel, which I had visited a short time beforehand. It appears that when Kate Walker found out about this, she hurried to the refuge to identify the bodies herself. It seems that she was terrified at the idea that the body of Dana Rose could be among them, so she took off to the refuge in the middle of the night during a storm that had hit Vaghen that evening. Colonel Blake, seconded by a discreet nod from Frau Wagner, confirmed to me that she had not seen Kate since. So without further delay, I shall return to the refuge in the hope that the worst hasn't come of Kate Walker during this unreasonable jaunt in the middle of a blizzard. Now I can't tell how unreasonable it is, but I intend to check the main room, the common room, the refuge. I intend to return to it in the next episode. I need some time to come up with new theories how Kate is related to Dana. Yeah. Can it be that Kate's mom is Dana Rose? It's unlikely, right? Kate's mom is too young for that, I think. Must be the grandgrands. Must be. I need to think about it. For now, thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. If that's the case, then please leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, or otherwise let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. Hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there. Bye.